The Pacers are down 2 games to none, but they are hoping a massive gold will help them start to rally tonight. It is gold out day in Indy ahead of Game 3 of the series against the Celtics. Our Aaron Lish is here with someone who knows the Pacers pretty well to preview tonight's game.
Tip-off is 8.5 hours away, and we have Jeremiah Johnson here with us this afternoon. You have been covering the Pacers all season long. The last 2 games didn't end up like we wanted. What do they have to do to win tonight?
Well, it's a best-of-7 series for a reason. You have to win 4 games to win this series. Obviously, Boston has the advantage, but they had those games at the TD Garden in Boston. Their crowd was very supportive, and now it's a challenge to the Pacers fans. It's a Gold Friday. Wear your gold, get out, get your vocal cords kind of rested up over the next 8 hours, and it's going to be a late night. So you've got a little bit of time to prepare. You think of tailgating maybe for a football game, but you've got some time to get ready for this one. And I think that the Pacers just need to kind of bring the same defense they had in games 1 and 2, knock down a few more shots, avoid those long stretches of lack of scoring that happened in games 1 and 2, and they'll be right there. It should be a great atmosphere tonight.
So if you're lucky enough to come to the game, what do they end up getting?
So basically, every seat has one of those shirts that you're styling and profiling, the Gold Don't Quit t-shirt, but a special edition. I think fans that have been to the playoffs before, they've had the free t-shirts and they've kind of worn those, but this bracelet is going to be an added touch. So at 8:30, just prior to tip-off, everyone's going to put the bracelets on. It'll be a nice atmosphere, very memorable. I think it'll be something you'll want to maybe take a picture, share on social media, but it'll look really good on tonight's broadcast as well. Just an added touch. The shirt is kind of the thing, though, that everyone is kind of known for. I've got a collection of those in my closet. There'll be a shirt also for the game Sunday at 1 o'clock. So you hope the Pacers can kind of get this win, get back into the series, and then maybe with Sunday's shirt and Sunday's atmosphere, you can tie the series up at 2 and then possibly just move back to Boston. And the Celtics are so confident. I think they think the series is over. The fans need to help show them that it's not over just yet. Gold don't quit.
Gold don't quit. And we will have full coverage starting at 8 o'clock tonight here on RTV6. And then after the game, we will have our Race for the Ring special. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Aaron, thank you. From selling your goods to friends to a fully operational small business. Coming up next in Hiring Hoosiers, the group of women lifting each other up to new careers. That's next. And smart speakers like the Amazon Echo and Alexa are showing up more and more in homes. But as our Call 6 investigation will show you, they might be listening to more than you think. Todd.
And Meredith, we're dealing with some spotty showers here across central Indiana. It's a big storm system. We're on the cool side of things. The major cold front, though, sweeping across the southeast, leading to severe weather and lots of airport delays if you're traveling for the Easter holiday. We'll talk about that weekend forecast coming up.
General Hospital, this week on ABC. This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
3 times a year, dozens of women set up shop in an effort to create their own jobs and work opportunities for others. Today in Hiring Hoosiers, Rafael Sanchez reports on the ladies powering the movement.
Only 13 years old, and she's already created her own business, Bintu's Bracelets.
I just wanted to be my own boss. Like, I wanted to have control over what I wanted to do and not be run by somebody else. I wanted to make my own hours.
This event is called She. She stands for She Has Everything, an opportunity especially for women to create their own jobs with their own merchandise, and in some cases, hire people to run their businesses. This all began in 2012.
There are jobs being created here at the She event every time. Yeah, there's individuals here who hand make their items, and I'm like, hey, you need to come and be a vendor. We guide them through getting their LLC and all that information that they need to run their business legitimately.
Vicki Adams has made it a point to set up shop at She events, building her brand and her backup plan should the economy ever sour.
I do work a full-time job, but with the industry of today, you never know what's going to happen and nothing's promised, so you always have to have something to back yourself up. And it's a good way to network with the community themselves and be encouraging to other entrepreneurs that may want to do something.
There is an appetite for people to create their own businesses and their own jobs. This event has a waiting list of more than 100 people. In Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
Rafael, thank you. Scholarships are also given out at every She event. At the event Rafael attended, 2 students received $500 scholarships. The next She event is happening on August 3rd at Lafayette Square Mall. For more information, you can head to hiringhoosiers.com. The end is near for state lawmakers. Next, what the General Assembly is hurrying to try to finish, and the reason one of the leaders of the House won't be around for part of it. Now, here's one of this week's most wanted. Do you know where Edmund Lozado is? He is wanted for theft. If you know where this man is, please call Crime Stoppers today. That number, 317-262-TIPS. You're watching the news at noon on RTV6.
American Home Shield.
That version of an iconic song has been pulled by 2 sports teams. The New York Yankees and the NHL's Philadelphia Flyers say they have stopped playing the recording of God Bless America, made legendary by singer Kate Smith. It's because of a New York Daily News story that highlighted songs Smith recorded in the 1930s. Like many entertainers of that era, Smith performed songs with lyrics that are now considered racist. This week, one last push for a teacher pay raise, and a bipartisan push at that. Also, your kids might need to buy more pens for school if one lawmaker gets her way. Ray Steele looks at what your lawmakers did this week in our State House Roundup.
And you need to push, and you need to ask. Do not assume. You need to ask them, which educator did you talk to about policy?
Here is why this scene was remarkable. Jennifer McCormick, a Republican, urging support for raising teacher pay at a rally at the State House. It was organized by the Indiana State Teachers Association. ISTA and other teachers' unions are dismissed by some Republicans for being tied closely to the Democratic Party. But McCormick has been outspoken in her opposition to much of the Republicans' education agenda, as she serves the last term for any elected state superintendent. I recognize that hand. Blast from the past with this video because the cursive writing mandate is back. As our State House correspondent Matt McKinney wrote on the RTV6 app, Republican Senator Jean Leising is for the 7th year trying to mandate that your student be taught how to write their John Hancock old school style. She claims she's meeting young people who, because they type or text all the time, don't have the skill with the quill to sign their own name. This year, Leising amended a bill that has nothing to do with handwriting to include the cursive mandate. We'll see if it survives a conference committee and a veto pen. Lawmakers might be getting the wiggles because time is running out. They are trying to adjourn next week. Here's what they still have to pass: the budget for the next 2 years. Also, the bill that authorizes Indianapolis to capture more taxes for renovations to Bankers Life FIeldhouse and a new soccer stadium for the Indy 11. And a major gambling bill that would move a casino from Gary down to Terre Haute. Complicating that, news this week that House Speaker Brian Bosma will sit out votes on gambling. It's because of work his law firm did for the group in Terre Haute trying to land the casino. Another complication, previous reports in the Indianapolis Star that Governor Holcomb got 2 private plane rides from the owner of Gary's Casinos, who, by the way, is lobbying for the move to Terre Haute. What will happen as the session winds down? Tune in next week to find out. With State House Roundup, Ray Steele, RTV6.
Do you rely on a smart speaker to play music, activate a home alarm, or check the news? If you do, our Call 6 team finds that your device may be recording you even when it's not in use. Amazon, Google, and Apple have sold hundreds of millions of these devices, and they are activated by a special word like Alexa or Hey Google. They're always listening for that special word and are only supposed to record then. But Call 6 found the devices are sometimes listening to more than what you think. We went into Dane Nutty's home here in Indianapolis, but just asking his Alexas, he can start and stop his TV, start his coffee maker, and even start his vacuum.
Most of the times it seems like I'm turning the lights on and off, so I'll be going in or out with my bag and a cup of coffee and, don't have the hands to hit the light switch, and so I'll ask Alexa to turn on and off the lights, and so she'll do that for me.
But when we went through records, we found Alexa had been recording way more than what we thought. And some privacy experts say that's a concern.
If you enable that device to monitor your activity within your privacy of your home, then you're exposing yourself.
So what do you need to know before you ask Alexa or Google a question? Call 6's Paris Lubell. We'll have more coming up tonight on the news at 5 o'clock. And speaking of 5 o'clock, that's what looks like the time is outside right now. Wow, awfully dark out there for noon on an April Friday.
You know, it's not the heaviest of rain that's falling out there right now. It's all really light. But the problem is it's just dreary. And when you get the thick clouds, it makes it look a little darker out there. And that's the way it's going to look here throughout most of the day. So when we go over Storm Team 6 radar, yeah, you see a little bit of rain here and there. So you wouldn't think today's going to be a washout, and it's not.